Hello, everyone. This is Lassie, and today we are going to look at the latest patch notes for 2xKO. I'm pretty excited about this patch. I'm very curious to see where the meta is going to be going after this, how many changes there are going to be. I have not taken a look at this yet. I have no idea what it's going to be. I just wanted to take a look fresh and record my reactions to everything. So, yes, I have not taken a look yet. Before we dive in, a couple changes I want to see. Obviously, Yasuo, Ekko nerfs. Those characters are just. I'm okay that they're strong. They're just not fun to fight. I think that's the biggest thing. They're just not fun. And I could go into specifics as to why, but everyone's heard them a million times. I'm going to say what everyone's already said. Other changes I want to see. Braum, is my boy. I love Braum. I think he's in a really good place right now. I do have one change I would like to see. I think that back assist, again, I'm a Braum main. That back assist is so toxic. That back assist went from being one of the worst assists in the game to just one of the best. It went from 25 frames to 50 or 60. I can't remember. And now it's so strong. I think we just need a happy middle ground. Maybe make it, a little longer than 25 frames of a shield, but not 50 to 60. Maybe find like 35. I just think it's too. It's just not fun for the opponent to have to deal with. Other than that, Ahri probably will get some changes, though I feel like she's in a good place. I don't play Ahri, but I feel like when I lose to an Ahri, it's a pretty honest loss. Teemo, I have been loving Teemo lately. I would like to see badges reverted. I just think that's what makes him fun, and I want to see him get his badges faster, or at least just what he did before they nerfed all that, because they nerfed him pretty heavily. And with all that, yeah, that's everything. Thank you for listening to my rant. Let's just hop right into the patch notes. So let's see. Here's a general synopsis. Getting the costumes back, that's great. Nerfs to Ekko and Yasuo, they're the only ones on there, so maybe the other changes won't be that big. But let's see. Welcome to 2xKO patch 1.1.3. In this patch, we're decreasing the power of the top half of the meta by adjusting overloaded portions of the kits. The most substantial hits were to Ekko and Yasuo, with Ahri and Warwick receiving some smaller adjustments. Our goal isn't just to apply nerfs. We're taking a measured approach to two changes so that we can see where champions are as their weaknesses become more defined and buff their strengths accordingly. Also, the mega bundles. Okay, going into mega bundles and such. Game will be down. Okay, sounds good. Okay, the important stuff. System changes. Our main system changes this patch will smooth off the edges on bugs that affect our core system mechanics. We'll continue to clean up Happy Birthday consistency and see how those changes land with each patch. Okay. Assist and point hitbox will now be closer together during Happy Birthdays. To get in the weeds, assists are now pulled in towards the point champion on every hit, so their hitboxes get closer and closer together. Interesting. I'm curious to see how that changes things. Obviously, Happy Birthday is going to be more consistent. We'll see how much they get pulled in. That's an interesting change. Frame data cleanup. We've cleaned up the startup, active, and recovery states across the entire roster. This list is long and nitty gritty, and you can feel free to skip over unless you're a data nerd. I am a data nerd. TLDR is that getting an interrupt or a punish should now be more consistent across all champions. Okay. I am very interested in this, but this is probably pretty boring stuff, so we might just skip this for now. I'll look at this on my own time. Bug fixes, and it's fine. Champion adjustment. Here's why we're here. Champion adjustment. The champion adjustments of this patch mostly bring down outlying parts of the champion's kit and leave us some room to make buffs in upcoming patches. Just want the high-level changes. There's a summary at the top of each section. Dive into the details below. Okay, I do want details. So we'll just start with Ahri. Ahri is performing very well, but not so much that we need to drastically alter her game plan. I agree. We're adjusting some of her strongest neutral tools, especially mid-air down H and S1 super. These moves will still be as strong offensively, but will be easier for opponents to interact with. Okay. Health has been reduced. She already had very low health. Now she just, I believe, has slightly more than Teemo based on this, because Teemo just has 900. Crouching Light is now -2 on block instead of -1. Okay, that's a nerf. Mid-air down H custom hurt box is larger. Oh, they're mid-air. I was thinking this is 2H. Mid-air 2H. Mid-air 2H custom hitbox. Hurt box is larger. Excuse me, that's a nerf. I cannot read. S1 super now dissipates when parried. Oh, thank you. Okay. This makes me so... This was so strong, because if you watched a lot of high-level Ahris, Sonic Fox did this all the time. If you would try to burst and save your character, and they were at low health, the Ahri could just immediately super, and it didn't matter if you parried, it would go through and kill the character anyway. It's just super strong. It was like Braums, except Braums you could parry and get rid of it, so I'm glad they're making that consistent. Mid-air down S1 block stun has been reduced by 4 frames. Okay. When tagged out, spirit rushes any direction can no longer be canceled into mid-air. That's pretty big. I'm not an Ahri player, but these are good changes. This does not break her, it just makes her a little less crazy. I like it. Blitzcrank. Okay, Blitz, what are we doing with you, buddy? No changes for Blitz. Oh, okay. Steam movement speed buff no longer persists into the next round or after training mode reset. Didn't know that was a thing. Okay, bug fixes. I think Blitz needs some love. I think he's just a little weak right now. I'm not a Blitz player. I just want to see him get some love. Braum, what do you have? No changes for Braum. They are keeping that back assist. That's crazy. I really thought they were going to cut some frames off of that back assist. Nope. We're just going to leave it as is. Caitlyn. Oh, it's just bug fixes. Some of these bugs allowed Caitlyn to do some really disgusting things. With these removed, we'll keep an eye on where her spot in the meta nets out. Her spot in the meta was already pretty low. I just think Caitlyn is cool. She's just way harder to play than her skill expression allows. She's not good enough to warrant how hard she is to play. Charged mid-air. Swan float direction no longer changes depending on the side. Didn't know that was a thing. Enticing trap would trigger while the opponent was invulnerable. Oh, I didn't know that that was a bug. I just assumed that's how it was supposed to be. That's a buff, I think. Yeah, it won't trigger while you're invulnerable. Wait till you get out your invulnerability frames. That's awesome. That was a big thing I hated about playing Caitlyn, is your trap would just get removed when they were invulnerable, and I hated it. It's like, man, that's sucks. Fixed a rare bug where enticing trap would force the opponent to face the opposite direction. I've never seen that. Enticing trap would occasionally cause an incorrect hit reaction. Never saw that. Ultimate frame advantage on hit has been increased. Okay, it's a buff. Activating back assist twice in a row no longer causes a wall bounce hit reaction. That's interesting. I don't know if that's it's probably a nerf overall. That was I thought that was intentional. I thought that was cool. So it's not intentional. You won't use your hit reaction, but it's going to be harder to combo off of. We'll see how that plays out. Activating forward assist twice in a row no longer incorrectly trigger a wall bounce in edge cases. Didn't know it did that. Never saw people use Caitlyn in 2x assist, though. Maybe like once or twice, which is why I knew this existed. Most people played freestyle. Fixed a bug that allowed Caitlyn to perform assist actions during S1 super landing recovery. I did know that. Fixed sound effect, Caitlyn's intro. Expert Combo Trial 3 now displays the correct inputs. Didn't know it was wrong. Okay. Bug fixes. Some good changes, actually. I like it. Darius. Darius isn't perceived as a top-tier champion, but we're adding a gap to his forward S2, S2. Whoa. That's a huge nerf. Okay. As a true block string that applies bleed, remove defensive options, and could be performed while tagged out, this move was too strong. Interesting. Whoa, that's a crazy nerf. Okay, I'm gonna have to that's gonna take forever to recalibrate in my brain. Whoa, that you can parry that on reaction? Okay. We're gonna have to get used to that. I don't know if I like that change, but I'm a Darius player, so I'm biased. We'll see how it goes. Nerfs. Forward S2 block stun has been reduced to 20, now has a gap and can be parried. Midair S2. First hit is mid. The second hit's now an overhead. Oh, wow. Removing the accessibility of overheads on Darius, Vi, Warwick, and Yasuo. Darius's was the least abusable, but did not match his intended strengths as profile. Okay. This doesn't apply to me. I didn't use this much. I knew it existed. It's just a skill issue on my part. There is a player, I can't remember their name now. I feel bad, but there are an amazing Darius Blitzcrank player who used this all the time. It was so sick to watch. Now that's going to be way harder to abuse. Sanding H can no longer be canceled into back throw while Darius is tagged out. I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. This change is wild. I'm still blown away that they made that change. We'll have to get used to it. It's fine. It's again, I'm a Darius player. I just liked that there was a safe option to apply that, but now that there isn't, why would I ever do this then in a block string? I don't know why I would ever do this. Because I'll just do the neutral one. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud here. I'll probably edit this out. If I don't, then I guess I did. But this is crazy. I don't know why I would ever do this in a block string. I'll just do the other one because it's less susceptible to push block and it's less susceptible to retreating guard. So yeah, I will probably stop doing this in block strings now. There's no reason. Odd change, but you know what? I'll get good. Ekko's Okizeme and neutral presence has proved to be too strong. We're reducing his Okizeme by making down S2 only invulnerable to projectiles. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I was so tired of this being invulnerable. Like, having invincibility frames was so annoying. It just was not fun. I didn't like it. Reducing the duration of S2 Super and removing the ability of Kara Cancel into S2 Super whenever Ekko has an after image out. Really? Removing the ability to Kara Cancel into S2 Super whenever Ekko has an after image out? Okay, I don't play Ekko. That's not true. I played some Ekko, but I didn't bother to really learn this too much other than a couple times in training mode. Does that just remove his Time Winder Oki? Ow. That's a crazy nerf. That's insane. Okay. We've also done a pass on Ekko's hitboxes to bring them more in line with the rest of the cast, particularly on his aerial suite, where midair H and S2 took up too much space. I'm cool with that. Agree. Completely removing this, though, is insane. I did not think they would do that. Correct me if I'm misunderstanding, but if that removes his Time Winder into Oki setup, Super Oki, that's wild. Down S2 now is projectile invulnerable. Yep, has an updated hurt box. Good. Down S2 being strike vulnerable was too strong, both in neutral and as a way to beat wake up attacks. True. We're removing the strike invulnerability to help nerf Ekko's Okizeme and neutral power level. Thank you. Chrono break consumption while in Tangled Timeline. Install from 15 to 17.25. Chrono Break was extremely powerful on offense. This helps eliminate one additional rewind on offense, while keeping his combos generally intact. Replay with Afterimage can no longer be Kara canceled in S2 Super. That's huge. That's crazy. Kara canceling replay into S2 Super was a powerful option for Ekko, which let him set up a meaty projectile and perform screen freeze as the opponent rolled. It also allowed Ekko to place after images in random locations, then use them later to get a full combo from a throw. We originally added this input leniency to help with play feel, but it turned into a power outlier for Ekko, so we're removing it. You can prevent teleporting to an after image from performing S2 Super by holding a direction. Okay, we didn't know that, I believe. That's an insane nerf. I think we're going to be seeing a lot less Ekko with this removed. I didn't think they would do that. That is, I still think Ekko will be good, but I mean, if I was complaining about the Darius change with forward S2 not being a true block string, this is like, I have nothing to complain about. Oh my gosh, it's still going. Oh, I gotta speed these along. I'm so sorry. Ekko can no longer block after using air hop mid-air until the animation is complete. Matches the behavior of Ahri's air dash, where Ahri can't block until she recovers if she decides not to perform an action. Mid-air medium active frames have been reduced. Mid-air down H hit stun has been increased from 22 to 24 frames. Oh, okay. So it's easier for him to get a pickup off that. It was already still. That's. Wait, am I misreading that? Down H hit stun has been increased. Why would that be a nerf? If the hit stun has been increased, the opponent then is in hit stun for longer. I'm probably misreading, but that's fine. Midair heavy, midair down heavy, midair S2, charge midair. All the hitboxes have been reduced, and hurt boxes have been adjusted. Okay. Midair S2 block stun has been reduced, now -6 at best, and is often -9 or -10. Midair S2 and midair charge S2 minimum height has been raised. Midair S2 sweep was pulling a lot of weight neutral. We're decreasing his block stuns. Ekko at least has to commit to super or replay to keep advantage. You must wait a little bit longer after jumping to be able to use midair S2. This prevents the most common limit strike combos. Whoa. Okay. Health has been reduced. Even he's getting a health reduction. It's not much, but it's something. Heavy and down heavy hitbox has been reduced. Forward S2 has a custom hurt box. Super now fully retracts when paired. Whoa. This projectile will now return to Ekko immediately when parried when the hitbox is disabled. That's crazy. If he leaves a gap and tries to keep himself safe, oh gosh. Wow, those are some crazy changes to Ekko. I don't even play Ekko. Wow. The meta is shifting. I think it's a good time to be a Braum player. I'll tell you what, because some of his worst matchups, we'll see what happens to Yasuo, but some of his worst matchups are changing. This is crazy. That's wild. Okay. Illaoi. Sorry I'm taking so long, guys. I'll speed it up here. Health has been reduced. Okay. Block launch on down H. H has been reduced to sub. Oh, the infinite. Okay. Yeah. Bug fix. Jinx. I like Jinx a lot. We've seen some amazing Jinx tech, but we definitely want to add a little more power to her. Good, because I like Jinx. I think she's just a cool zoner. Caitlyn is the boring zoner that's not fun to watch. Jinx is awesome. I don't play Jinx, but she's cool. We have some more buffs for Jinx in the chamber once we see where she lands with the lower overall power level of this new patch. Okay. Arc S2 will now pass through Yasuo's. Really? That's crazy. So her beam, when she has her bar fully charged, her special bar, she can shoot an electric stunning beam or something. This now goes through a wind wall is crazy. That's cool. That's a huge counter to Yasuo. Teemo, this one I'm excited about. I love Teemo. We're still cleaning up a few bugs for Teemo, but no adjustments for this patch. Oh, rat. I know that Teemo's very toxic when he's top tier. I just wanted the badges reverted. That's all. His badges are what makes him fun, and right now they were at a perfect spot before, I thought. This is my personal opinion. Before all the nerfs, I thought the nerfs were needed, but I just wanted to see him get his badges more because it's fun. I just like it. Now you almost never see him. He'll get his badges, and by the time he gets his badges, the game's close to done. Vi is making an impact in the meta. Yes, she is. But there are some leftover pain points for her S1 and midair S1. We're adjusting the hitbox and hurtbox on S1 to make it easier to interact with, and midair S1 is no longer an overhead. Really? Midair S1 is no longer an overhead? Whoa. Okay. Big nerf. Health reduced. That seems to be pretty common. Crouching light is now 7 frames. Okay. S1 hitbox has been reduced. Huh. Okay. I wonder how much. Hurtbox range has been increased. S1 was too difficult to counterpoke once Vi started traveling forward. You can now hit her with more normals if you challenge her. Midair S1 and charged midair S1 are no longer an overhead. This is a big change. Not a lot of Vi's did this, but they were starting to because more people were playing Vi. But you could get basically a double overhead that was unreactable. You just got a 50-50 on a jump in heavy. So that's a big nerf, big change. Warwick. Warwick's S1 is doing too many things too well. We're reducing its effectiveness as an anti-air, a mid-crush, and as a mix-up tool. We're also making it easier to punish some of his air specials. Okay. Startup has been increased from 24 frames to 25 frames. The animation has been updated. Oh, I wonder if there's going to be an easier animation to react to. Okay. Overall height has been decreased. Warwick no longer avoids standing normals as easily by hovering over them while performing this move. That's probably fair. Block stun on airborne opponents has been increased from 24 to 26 frames. So we'll have to test this. This might mean he might not always be plus, or he might not be plus after. I don't know the exact frame data. I knew he was always plus after an air block of his overhead. Now he might be -1 or something. I don't know. Don't know. Hitbox has been adjusted. Custom hurtbox has been adjusted to better match the new hitbox. S1 is a core part of Warwick's kit, but it was overloaded. By making these adjustments, we're opening up room to move power around in other parts of Warwick's kit. Other nerfs. Bloodlust now expires more quickly. Okay. That's fine. Increasing hurtbox size of wall cling. S1 super ground recovery has been increased by 9 frames. It was -9 and is now -18 on block. Okay. This is such a weird one. This S1 super, I know it was -9. I swear I could not punish this half the time. It was very weird. I was like, I know this is punishable. But even with my light, like sometimes it just didn't work. Now it absolutely will work, and you get a medium punish. Pretty wild. Down S1 into light. Hitbox size has been decreased. The hurtbox size has been increased. Easier to contest. Okay. Midair S1 minimum height has been increased. Warwick can no longer perform midair S2 immediately after jumping to overhead standing opponents. Warwick will need to jump in to get this mix-up option. That makes me a little sad. Again, I don't play Warwick. I think he's actually my least played character in the game. But I thought this was... So I'm sad that that's gone. Forward throw launch distance has been increased. Oh, really? Warwick can no longer combo forward throw into forward S2 mid-screen. Oh, okay. So it must be just slightly increased. I knew this was possible. This was so hard to do. Like this was so inconsistent. I almost never saw this. People would try it if it was going to kill, but it's just so inconsistent. It was so hard to do. Bug fixes. No more 4,000 frame unreactable overhead. S1 as an opponent was KO'd would delay the incoming champion, cause the next move unblockable. Did not know that existed. That's funny. Yasuo. Okay, this is the last one. This has been a longer video than I wanted. I'll have to edit this down. But let's see what we got. Yasuo continues to overperform. Yes, he does. We're going to be adjusting 3 major pain points around the champion that will bring down his overall power level and build a healthier strength/weakness profile. I'm just going to say right off the bat, I'm a little worried that Ekko is maybe nerfed too hard. I don't play Ekko. I hate Ekko as much as the next guy. I hope he didn't get gutted. We'll see. We'll see. All right, we're reducing the duration of Wind Wall. Love that change. Wind Wall was so long. And increasing the cooldown. This, in combination with the freestyle bug fix, means Yasuo can no longer endlessly stall a match. Thank you. That was so lame. I can't fault anyone for using it because it was very strong, but man, was that not fun to fight against. Calm Stance S2 is too difficult to counterplay. We've made minor adjustments, startup and height to help counterplay, as well as nerfing his aerial normals. Cool. That will be interesting. Because, yeah, that's his jump. So, we'll see. Midair down H being an overhead is very hard to counterplay at all, but the highest levels. Even at the highest level, what do you mean? It was very hard to counterplay at all, but the highest levels. Even that people got hit by that all the time. Everyone struggled with that. It didn't matter what rank you were. Removing its Whoa. We're removing its overhead properties to allow Yasuo to be a focused cross-up based champion. That's a big change. No freestyle charged H into tag 50-50 from Yasuo. Okay. Okay. Nerfs. Wind wall. Cooldown between consecutive wind walls has been increased. Wind wall duration has been reduced from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. Good change. I'm glad it's not being cut out like completely. You have to use it immediately. You can wait a little bit. Duration has been reduced from 1.6 to 1.4. Led to a stalling play pattern. So duration. Yep. Projectile priority has been reduced. Jinx's zap now destroys and passes through Whirlwind. Wind wall. Hitbox height has been reduced. Hitbox size now matches the wind wall, and the projectile will be easier to jump over. Cool. I like that. Nerfs to mix-up. Mid-air light and mid-air heavy hitbox size has been decreased. Thank you. That heavy hitbox is just huge. Excuse me, that's my other computer. We're repositioning Yasuo as a champion that has very strong cross-ups, but a weaker high-low game. As part of this, we're removing the overhead portion. Okay, we read that. Reduced hitbox size of charged midair S1. Okay. Charged midair S1 will still combo opponents, but it won't hit opponents in neutral quite as easily. We'll have to see how that plans out. Not sure how small that is. Updraft, calm stance into S2. Startup has been increased, so it's slower. Updraft, calm stance. Travel height has been reduced, but now moves farther forward. We've slowed down the stance by 2 frames, but lowering the height. This leads to approximately the same timing on when mid-air light connects on a blocking opponent. Okay. So he's not going to cross you up as easily, but he'll jump farther forward. I don't know how that'll change. We'll see. Mid-air light and heavy hitbox increased. Hurtbox increased. Updraft lacks adequate counterplay. Yasuo is now easier to hit when performing the move, giving opponents more options if they defend appropriately. Cool. Block stun. Calm stance, heavy block stun has been reduced by 2 frames. If the block calm stance heavy, if you block calm stance heavy, you can now jump over another calm stance S1 pushes the opponent further on hit and block. Okay. On hit, Yasuo could still get the same conversions on farther distances, to work harder to convert. Increasing S1's pushback on block, assists from making contacts easily, and the pushback makes calm stance, canceling off his move less impressive. Okay. Charge forward, S1. Oh, okay, I'm curious. Now pushes opponent less on block. Still takes hands to punish, but it's a bit easier now. Okay, cool. This this move, I've played some Yasuo, and I get people, like, nobody blocks this. Granted, I'm not playing at high ranks with Yasuo, but this is just gets everybody. It's just free real estate. Block stun has been reduced by 3. Cool. Medium now pushes opponents the same distance regardless of where it hits. Okay. All right, so some changes to Yasuo. I think it's pretty safe to say. Okay. No, it's not safe to say. This is my personal opinion. I think I don't play Ekko or Yasuo, so I'm not biased. I just dislike them both. I dislike them both equally. I think they kind of took Ekko out back, and Yasuo, yes, these are pretty big nerfs, not as big as Ekko. I think we're gonna keep seeing Yasuo a pretty good amount. I think Ekko is gonna be dropped pretty hard. That's my assumption. We'll see. I could totally be wrong, but that's my guess. Okay, and that's everything. Wow, that was a huge patch. I feel like I talked way too long through all that. Thank you, everyone who stuck around. I'll probably have to edit this down some. But yeah, okay, interesting changes. My overall thoughts, I'm sad Braum's shield didn't get nerfed. I just think that's healthy for the game. His shield assist, to specify. Ekko got some crazy nerfs. Yasuo got nerfed, but it is not, at least on paper, it's not comparable to Ekko. So we'll see. And yeah, I think overall pretty good. Darius is going to be completely different to play. Forward S2, or sorry, forward S1, S2. Forward S2 with Darius that's a big change. I'm going to have to completely rethink how I play Darius. I don't see any reason on a block string to go for forward S2 anymore. I don't see a reason. So we'll see. We'll test it out. There are better Darius players out there than me who will help me figure that out, I'm sure. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Really greatly appreciate it. Overall, we'll see how this patch goes. It's pretty big meta shift. I think Braum's in a good spot, I'll tell you what. I got no reason to complain. Yeah, so, all right. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, Jesus King, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.